How to overcome approach anxiety. Simple steps for shy guys. How can you step outside your comfort zone without directly confronting the anxiety that comes with approaching others? Let me share some insights with you. The most effective way to begin this journey of overcoming approach anxiety and shyness is to take that first step out of your comfort zone. The level of shyness you currently experience will dictate where you should begin your efforts. If you find yourself extremely shy, perhaps even struggling with severe social anxiety to the point where making eye contact feels daunting, then your starting point should be simple yet impactful. Practice making eye contact with people you encounter on the street. You might also try smiling at them. On the other hand, if you feel a bit more comfortable and can engage in conversations with colleagues at work without much trouble, then it's time to challenge yourself further. You should aim to initiate conversations with people outside of your workplace. The key is to push the boundaries of your comfort zone, wherever that may lie. For instance, if you feel somewhat at ease, consider visiting a coffee shop alone without any distractions, such as a book or your smartphone with earbuds. Alternatively, you could take a solitary walk. Just the other day, I went for a walk near a set of stairs. I was looping around, going up the hill and then down the stairs. During my walk, I noticed two very attractive men who were also using the stairs. They both had earbuds in and were checking me out, but I couldn't bring myself to say hello because they were clearly not available for conversation. However, there was another guy who was walking in the opposite direction. He was also using the stairs, and as we passed each other multiple times, he smiled at me but didn't say anything. I could sense that he wanted to engage in conversation. Women tend to be quite intuitive about these things. The next time we crossed paths, I took the initiative and said, "You're going the wrong way." He responded with, "Well, maybe I'll try that next time," but that was the extent of his reply. The following time we met again, he seemed to want to say something but hesitated, ultimately saying something else that I couldn't quite catch. It was clear he felt nervous. Interestingly, this guy wasn't as conventionally attractive as the other two, but he was present and available for a conversation, since he didn't have any earbuds in. Even though I was the one who initiated the dialogue, he did engage with me, albeit briefly. He could have taken the opportunity to say something more substantial, like, "You're right. I should probably go the other way," and then he could have walked alongside me. He could have even asked if he could join me for a laugh or a chat. I would have likely welcomed that, as I had already started the conversation. Remember, when a woman engages with you, whether through conversation or a smile, it's a sign of interest, and it's a great opportunity to practice your social skills. If she is still present, it indicates that she has at least some interest in engaging in conversation with you. You won't face a situation where you are rejected in a harsh manner, such as being told, "I'm not interested in you romantically," while still having a dialogue. Whenever you have the opportunity to converse with a woman or girl, seize it. This is valuable practice. The more you become accustomed to being around women, the less awkward it will feel when you encounter someone you find genuinely attractive and wish to connect with. Although you may still feel nervous, it won't be as daunting as it would be if you had never practiced social interactions before. Here are a few suggestions. Consider visiting a coffee shop alone, or taking a solitary walk. It's important to eliminate distractions and barriers that might hinder your ability to connect, such as smartphones and earbuds. You could also spend time in a park, striking up conversations with strangers. The key is to begin stepping outside of your comfort zone. A great way to practice this is by engaging in activities that don't necessarily involve social interaction. For instance, try taking a different route to work, even if it takes a bit longer. It's about challenging yourself, so don't hesitate to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand or have dinner at an unusual time. Wear something that slightly deviates from your usual style. This will likely feel uncomfortable, especially if you are on the shy side. If your budget allows, consider visiting a trendy store and asking a stylist to help you choose an outfit that they believe will suit you well. You might even allow yourself the option to remove one item from the outfit while still purchasing it, pushing your boundaries a little further than your current comfort zone. Every time you challenge your comfort zone, you build trust in your ability to handle new situations. I can relate to this. I grew up in a small town and didn't venture out until I was around 19 or 20. When I first traveled alone, it was undeniably frightening, but I pushed through that fear. I continued to travel, and while it remained intimidating for a while, I eventually moved away from my small town, which was a huge leap outside my comfort zone. From there, I transitioned to a different city and then to another country. Now, I find myself moving frequently, driven by curiosity about new places, and it no longer feels scary. I've learned that I can adapt and make friends easily wherever I go. This was another challenge I faced. For a long time, I didn't have many friends, aside from a couple from my childhood who had been around forever. Making new friends was uncomfortable for me, but I gradually overcame that hurdle. I began challenging myself to engage in activities like conversing with others and attending social gatherings. Now, I can confidently go to a social event alone, where I don't know anyone, and still manage to socialize. While I still feel a hint of nervousness in some situations, I've learned to push through it. As a natural introvert, I've discovered that practicing social interactions has made it easier for me to be social when I choose to. This principle applies to many areas of life, whether you're trying to overcome social anxiety, learn to play the guitar, or master a new language. The key is to start where you are and gradually build up your skills. You don't need to follow the advice of pickup artists, who suggest diving headfirst into cold approaches. If that feels like jumping into a frozen pool, it's probably too much to start with. Instead, take small, manageable steps to build your confidence and social skills. Begin with what feels just a little beyond your current comfort zone, and then progress from there. If you're feeling overwhelmed and ready to make a change, it might be tempting to push yourself too hard. However, without experience, you might struggle and receive negative feedback, which could reinforce your fears. A safer approach is to take consistent, small steps outside your comfort zone. Without regular effort, it's easy to slip back into old habits. Changing ingrained habits takes time, especially if they've been part of your life for a long time. But with consistent action, you can overcome these fears. So, I'd love to hear from you. What's a fear you're working to overcome? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.